move them, I'm happy to move.
You put them into a real tiz when you put that question up. Well, with me especially, I'm encroaching in your area.
You've got to make the most of your last meeting.
Yeah.
It's moved and seconded, Mr. Chair.
I think we should defer it to the incoming council.
Incoming finance and performance.
Oh, Letitia's here again. Now, do you want
Great report.
some questions?
Yes. Just one question, Chair.
Ask him
I'm
today.
going to ask. Well, I'm talking in Maori now because
Go
we
on,
passed
then.
the plan. No. Look, happy with this. Just in your Maori impact statement, just the response we're getting from Ngāti Chiata. I'm just having a bit of trouble understanding what they're really wanting.
Through the chair, on which property is this specifically?
Everyone. I mean,
General cultural and across the whole of Tamakina.
Through the chair, we put in verbatim comments that we received from the mana whenua groups that we engage with. If there's a specific issue that has been raised, we will go back and clarify that, and if someone has expressed interest, if a property is approved for disposal, we will again refer back to them to inform them of that and let them know if there's anything that we need to put in place prior to disposal.
look, I have no problem with the process. I think I'm just trying to understand what they're saying there. I'm just wondering whether you were able to decipher it a little bit, because I'm kind of a little at a loss as to exactly what they're saying and what that all means.
Through the chair, I also had a recent question from one of the ward councillors who's not present at the moment on a very similar topic just earlier this week, and it's something that I'm going to be following up with the person in our team who undertakes iwi engagement, and just making sure that we actually go back when it is unclear and get clarity around what has been what we've been advised of.
So you didn't introduce your partner.
No, I didn't. Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is Rochelle Kelly. Rochelle has just joined our team. She's going to be undertaking the investigations and assessments for the optimisation work that was recently approved by the governing body, and she's just here today to get a flavour of how the council structure and decision-making responsibilities work and operate in this council.
She wasn't here this morning.
So we're very friendly people here, and Tisha gets a very good
Most people are nice
reception
to the
here, and you will get the same reception, I'm certain.
Thank you, Councillor Wood.
So with that, I'll put the motion. Those in favour?
Aye.
Against? Declare that carried. And thank you very much for your appearance before this committee, and Councillor Webster will probably say the same thing.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, councillors.
Excuse me. Item number 12.
The Rugby Local Board are very pleased with your work there,
World Health Organisation, Global Network of Age-Friendly Cities and Communities. The only question I really have here, Katarana, is what's the cost of this, if we went for the World Health Organisation Global Network of Age-Friendly Cities and Communities?
So both options presented in this paper have implementation costs for the development of some kind of strategic action plan, and the costs are the same. So the costs for the WHO Network Action Plan are set out on page 76 under stage 1 down the bottom, which says cost implications.
Okay, so is there any questions, other questions? Maggie, Councillor Darby.
Just the input of the Seniors Advisory Panel, was that thorough?
So they are a strong advocate for the WHO Global Network of Age-Friendly Cities and Communities. So they prefer option 2.
And they've given formal, it's a formal feedback?
So they have a work program, and it includes advocacy for Auckland joining the network as a key priority.
Okay, so I'm going to move the recommendation, which is option 1. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Cooper, you'll second that?
Wait on.
Speakers? Any speakers to that? Councillor Casey.
Yeah, I'd just like to foreshadow that if you lose, as I expect you to, George, that we opt for option 2. And I'm going to make the case for option 2, if you will let me speak at some time.
Okay, so maybe we put option, the recommendation. Sorry, Councillor Walker.
Amending option 1.
Through you, Mr Chair, is it not appropriate to have a debate around option 1 and option 2 rather than simply putting
No, I
option
think
1?
we've got the motion on the floor. So if you don't want option 1, you obviously vote against the motion, and then we'll move. You can move. Councillor Casey's indicated that she will, has foreshadowed that she will move option 2. So maybe we take a vote on option 1.
Yeah.
So we'll have a division.
No, wait. I'd like to speak against option 1.
Oh,
if I may.
okay.
It's a debate, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, if you can speak against it, yes.
Right. And then I'm allowed to put the foreshadowed motion.
No,
yeah, I can.
The
Yeah,
first motion's my motion, and then your motion.
so I'm speaking against yours. Is
okay,
that all right?
yeah.
Why we should do this, there's 2 options here. If you look at them carefully, I know you have, they're basically the same thing, except the one on the left says, business as usual, we'll keep making progress and we'll get a more accessible city. The other option has got some targets to be met that are internationally recognised. So it actually, it pulls us further. It gives us something to meet. Why should you do it? Today we were told we're the 8th most livable city in the world. Did you know out of the top 10 livable cities in the world, there are only 3 who are not age-friendly? Vienna, Hamburg and Auckland. It's what people are doing worldwide. It's a huge network. Why should you do it? Councillors, you have heard, it's a bit like the homeless issue and the Rainbow Panel issue. At every single annual plan, long-term plan, Auckland plan, we've heard from Age Concern, Grey Power, ADCOS, and more recently the Seniors Panel, that what will make Auckland great is to be more accessible through being an accredited, age-friendly city. There's no difference in cost. You've just asked that question, so that's why I don't understand why George is putting up option 1 instead of option 2. Why should you do it? Well, first of all, you signed off the work plan for the Seniors Panel back in the day. Within the first few months, they came here and said one of the things they wanted to look at was becoming an age-friendly city. We ticked that off. And through the 3 years, we've seen our Auckland front page becoming an age-friendly city. We've had members of the Seniors Panel addressing all kinds of fora, including our committees, our governing body, and even Auckland conversations with audiences up to 500, telling them that we're working towards becoming an age-friendly city. That's not option 1. Option 1 is not that. Option 1 is just business as usual. Option 2 is that. So what I want to say to you is that there is an expectation from all the organisations that we've been working with, that are working with older people. There's an expectation from our own Seniors Panel. They want to come here and go away and pop a cork. Because that's what they're thinking today is, George, and that's why I was so kind of disappointed that you're not supporting option 2, because today's the culmination of the 2.5 years of hard work, of lobbying, of talking to everybody. There's nobody in this room that doesn't know what an age-friendly city is. If it's friendly for older people, it's friendly for the whole of Auckland. Why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you do it? I think, Councillor, you had a column in Our Auckland about age-friendly city, and I think Councillor Walker did too. So we've been, it's in our rhetoric now. It's something we would aspire to, correct? So please do not vote for option 1, because I don't understand why it's even been put up. And give the people of Auckland, especially the older community, something that gives them the visibility that they want. That's what they've been asking for. And we haven't given them that much, to be honest, to date. This is something they are looking forward to, and it's up to us today to say yes to it.
Thank you. Well, we'll put them. Councillor Walker, yours is.
Sure. I'd just like to add to the comments that Councillor Casey is making. I think the first question that we need to ask ourselves is, what do we want to be? If the answer is yes, that we want to be an age-friendly city, and we want to be recognised as such, it follows that we need to have evaluation, we need to have a template to work with. Now, option 2 enables that. It means that we can avail ourselves of a strategic approach that will assist our officers in working it through. And that approach is already there. It is what a number of other international cities that are age-friendly cities already have. So why would we do something, frankly, that's a bit untidy and messy when you've already got something there that you can work off, that's established? That's the end result that we want. So if we want that result, let's start the way we mean to finish. It doesn't make sense otherwise. Absolutely doesn't make sense. It also enables us to get the advice and the support from other cities and the World Health Organization that are involved with this. So it's an absolute no-brainer to go for option 2 rather than option 1.
Thank you. Councillor Watson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My reason for supporting option 2 as opposed to option 1 is really the fairly clear message that being part of the network of age-friendly cities actually lifts the bar. And it lifts the bar because we're able to tap into this exchange of experience and mutual learning. I mean, when I was in Chile, of all places, Councillor Brewer, I saw this wonderful program for elderly and their pretty vast network of parks in any city. They generally have a big strip that goes down that has outdoor equipment and has trees, and it runs along the busiest part of a city or town, even Santiago, which has 7 million people. But the thing that really caught my eye was the number of elderly groups that were out utilising this space, and it was set up for the public generally, but also specifically with the elderly in mind. Now, I've never seen anything like that before. I've never seen anything like that in New Zealand. It's out in the fresh air. It's got equipment. It's obviously got people from their equivalent of the council enabling it in some way. Now, it struck me as a wonderful sort of scheme or opportunity that you'd like to learn more about, or you would like to see how it came about or what the cost is, etc., etc. Now, there's bound to be numerous examples of that across the world where countries, cities are doing things that we could tap into. We don't have to reinvent the wheel, and we especially don't have to reinvent the wheel in light of some of the comments further down the report, such as quality of life research is currently underway to address the limited evidence available on older people in Auckland. So why start when the cost things are all equal? Why would you not go to something that enables to tap into expertise and to perhaps tailor that expertise to your own situation here in Auckland? And I would say that there is a degree of urgency here, because we get the statistics quoted in terms of what's happening with our elderly population. I went to New Zealand stats, and I was sort of blown away by the projected growth in a fairly short space of time. So 65 plus age group projected to make up over 25% of New Zealand's population by 2030s, compared with 12% back in a few years ago in 2005. That's doubling, and that largest increase in that group will occur in the 2020s and 2030s. That's not that far away. So other cities have been through this. We, instead of starting from scratch, we can tap into the expertise, the network and the framework, which seems to me to be incredibly pragmatic and also sets clear measurables, which sometimes can be hard to really follow through on when you're starting from the beginning, especially if you want to do things in a reasonably expeditious manner. So I certainly agree with Councillor Casey that when you have the Rolls Royce there purring outside your front door, why would you jump on the moped and start up? We've got something there that's worked, that's proven, that's internationally recognisable. Let's go for the best. Why not?
Thank you.